This is the part right here that we used to put on every single truck. I remember I bought 6, 7, 8 of these in one stack once. And this is the battery cable that is now quadrupled in price. And we are about to open it up and see if the tooling is the same as it used to be. Because hopefully it is.
All right, so the reservoir is not going to be on there. That's going to be on there.
I'm buying the reservoir. I just got some cash right here to pay for the reservoir that I broke. Guys, remember I broke it. Okay, let's open this. Wow, look at that opener. Oh my God. What's it take to get one? How many couple dollars guys spend to get one of them?
I don't know where that one came from.
Oh, yeah, even better.
Yeah, you know what I actually use for that? These rivets that come in the gun strips or whatever.
Oh.
If I need to separate some of those, that cuts them really well.
Okay, we ready?
Okay, let's take a look.
This is a big ticket, isn't it? 400. I mean, not our cost. I mean, he gives it to us purely for $120. I'm sure that's what you're going to sell it to us for. Damn, so far it looks good.
It's looking the part.
Oh, you bastards. You bastards.
What?
They figured out that we could pay more. That's it. That's good. That's good to go. Spend your $400 and you'll absolutely get what you expect. You bastards. We have nothing to bitch about. All right, well, there you go. It's good. Ron's going to go ahead and pick this up. It's going to South Dakota. Say bye-bye.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Is this it? Brainstorm and wonder if one little part might elude us. I mean, 170 miles one way to get here from the shop. I'm all right with it because we get a lot of work done and then we take a break. So we are back in the shop, and these annoy the crap out of me. These little guys right here, you see these push pins right here that we keep on, we've always kept on so that when you take the nut off, it doesn't slide all the way down the edge. Well, I don't like it being around here. I'm gonna cut these zip ties. I want a clean cut. There, now that all those are clean cut and gone, let's get it on. Battery cable. So that's very promising. I normally deburr this. You have to, otherwise it'll stick on that stud. They changed it. They made it so that it's already bigger. You don't have to deburr this on a new battery cable. I mean, that kind of gives us something not to bitch about, doesn't it? Dang. Well, I'm glad they did it, at least. On the replacements. That's good. Oh, well, we forgot the block heater. I just went over there to grab it, and I spaced off the fact that it was cut in a whole bunch of different pieces. Let me look. I don't know. We'll look again and see if maybe he's got a different one hanging on here, but there were parts to the old one, and it was non-operational at all. Damn. Block heater. What a freaking drag. We're going to have to stop. The block heater goes in with the battery cable. It runs along the battery cable. That's what all these push pins are for down here. All these push pins are to hold the block heater. Damn it. Found one on the shelf. We didn't have to go nowhere. Okay, we'll put that on. Get an O'Reilly's one, not a Ford one. This is less than half the cost of a Ford one, so.
It's like a third of the cost, I think.
I'm all right for that. But now we got to attach it. We'll just attach it along here. And then put it all on. You know, it'll, honestly, I'll just attach it there, and there, and yeah. At least we got it. Get a new compressor, you might as well get that non-dyed PAG oil out of there, which I always just get as much of it out as we can, then we'll replace it back. Dry one should be 6 ounces, and 1 ounce in everything else, but 6 ounces in the compressor. We got quite a bit of it. Well, I'm just gonna pour. I don't know. I mean, this is where you make a decision. All right, do you go ahead and dump 6 ounces back in it, no matter what comes out of it? Okay. One, two, three, four, 5 ounces. Is that 5 ounces? I can't tell. 150 milliliters. So that's what we got out. So I'm just gonna put back in. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have let it hang for a long time before. It's not far-fetched. We can get all 6 ounces out and put 6 back in it. Just because they put this, you see this oil that's in here is not dyed. There's no dye. So, I mean, we kind of want to have dye in it from the very first moment. Dye doesn't hurt anything. You might as well, I don't know, I mean, kind of a drag that they don't actually put dye in it to begin with. You know, put dyed pag oil in it. Yeah, they're not out for it. They're not out to help us out. Well, no, they could have easily put dye in. I could put some dye in that and just drop it right back in, I guess, huh? We could do that. Put some dye in it, mix it up, pour it back in. What do y'all think of that? So I'm almost at 6, 5.5 ounces. So we about got it all out. So 6 is what's normally in there, 6. I think I'm gonna pour this in here. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Just pour it in there. Now we have dyed oil. What do you think? Now let's shake it up a little bit and pour it right back in. Oh my God, look at that. We have dyed oil now. And yep. Just like that, nice and simple. So keep you a half empty bottle of pag oil around all the time, just for that. I mean, you don't need to use a new one. You can, yeah. Makes a lot more sense to put it in like this, so you can absolutely control it. Because sometimes it'll fill this up, and then it won't go down in, like one of the sides, I think might be this side. It'll actually fill up.
Do you need to spin it while you're putting it in?
No, let's just wait and see what it does. They took it all. Oh, there it is. Okay, right there. Okay, let that air go out, and then we'll put the rest over here on this side. Ooh-wee. Guess we got dyed oil in there now. It's so freaking annoying why they sell these new compressors without. I guess the places that sell compressors also sell dye. So I don't want to give you both of them at the same time. Get in there. A little bit left. All right, so that is when you put a new AC compressor on. I guarantee you, many of them have just been thrown on. You just put it on. Heck with it. There you go. Take it out of the box and put it on. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, on any AC stuff. This one, I at least wanted to get dye in it and check the amount of oil that's in it. You could go through all this work and then you don't check the oil that's in the compressor and you put it on and then you wonder why it only lasted 2 days. So that's, all right, so we got oil in there. Now we got a brand new manifold line we're gonna put on too. Might go ahead and put that on right now. That way it's all clean and controlled. Let's tighten it down. And that is ready to go on the truck. There you go. Get a little bit of oil on here. Put it around this edge. Make sure these O-rings are nice and lubed up. Make sure this has oil on it. Nice and clean. Okay. Now, it's got little ferrules that line up in there, so you once you get it on there, right there. Okay, there you go for a minute. We'll put it on, tighten that the rest of the way up. We're moving along. get your high side switch. And then it's pretty dry, so I went ahead and put some oil on the new line here, and maybe we can get a little bit inside of this sensor too, just so that O-ring gets lubed up. I'm not going to clean this high side switch. These almost never go bad. Almost. I mean, we've had one before, but out of how many? I've only seen one go bad. Everything else is normally a misdiagnosis. Okay, here we go. All right, that is ready to go in the truck now. That ground right there is stripped. And you know, I'm not sure how I want to address that right now. Because, I mean, I think I've had one other one. It's freakish how many frame grounds do not get stripped out. I did grind it off too. I haven't ground this one off. We got to put that one on too. But that one I put some JB weld around it and spun it down a little bit, and then we'll spin it down again in a minute, see if I can get it to tighten up. If not, I don't know. I don't really want to nut and bolt it. Don't really want to do that. And quite frankly, what I'd rather do is stick a bolt all the way through the entire freaking frame. I'll just drill it through there and get a long bolt, and we'll just have a nut down here. And when you have to take the ground off, it's nut and bolted all the way through. I mean, before we move the placement of it, I don't want to move the placement. That's where the wire goes. It's got to go right there. And there's not enough real crap to put a insert in it. We could go bigger with a bigger bolt and then cobble the hell out of it. I don't want to do that. The answer will hopefully come to us. Hopefully it will tighten up and be good. That's what we're going to go for. But we have a problem with that. Really, anything that there has been a problem with on this, you guys know about it. Anything else, as far as what I've seen when we've put it together, it's actually been so wonderful. Like all this conglomeration of stuff that came from here. That block is from here. When this truck showed up, that block was in the barn. Those heads were on the shelf. And we had all kinds of issues. The block took so much to surface out, remember? Ron's block, we had to cut the heck out of it, so we got a different block. And this is standard size, 20 millimeter. Unheard of. And those heads, I pulled them right off the shelf, and they were good. They were skinny though. So we got a set of Manson push rods in here. They're about 17 thousandths, 15 thousandths shy of 6'4" length. 15 thousandths off on the push rods, and the heads are 14 on one and 16 thousandths skinny on the other. So we should be good to go on all that. That should be fine. We got the push rods to account for the skinny heads. Good to go. Now we'll put turbo in the pipe on, and I don't really know. Check fuel pressure. Just got to stand here, and what part talks to me next goes on. Which right now, I guess I'm holding the power steering pump bolts, so I guess that's next. I painted it. There's nothing wrong with it. We're just putting it right back on, but I went ahead and held it up and squirt a little bit on it. Jesus, it's a nasty brown, rusty crap. And you put your standoffs, and now we're down on the bottom. Okay, I don't like it. It didn't tighten up. So I'm taking this nut right here. This is the block ground that goes in the back. And rather than cobble the hell out of it, I'm gonna put a nut on the bottom. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna put a nut on the bottom. And Ron, just remember, if this ground has to come off, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but it'll be tight. If I can get it on there. Let's see if I can even get it on there. Like, no, that didn't work. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it'd be better if I used the power stroke magnet.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that'd be a lot better. Yeah, that holds a lot better. So. Let's just see if I can do this. Whoa, get in there. I mean, I can't see nothing. Where's the 13 and the light? Oh yeah, this is gonna work.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah, look at that right there. Boom. Can you see in there?
I gotta get the camera up in there.
Look, I'm not even on it. It's there.
Kind of.
Right here. All right. There you go. Okay, so there's your angle to take your ground off, because I don't want to, like I said, I'm gonna put that on there, grab a magnet. If you take the ground off, well, it's gonna suck to have to get a wrench in there, I'll admit. I don't know. We want that ground good though, damn it. The ground isn't a very highly serviced item. It should stay on there once it gets on there. Okay, it's a 15. So, and it'll go right in there. And it's a flange. It's a flange nut. Oh, you can't see it. But you should be able to set the nut on a gear wrench or a regular wrench and go in there and then tighten it up onto the bottom. That's what we're gonna do with this. Go ahead and bash me if you want, I don't care. But it's gonna be tight and it's gonna be done. Okay. Oh. Now that's what we want. Yeah, that is wonderful. Yeah, that was not a problem at all. Honestly, I probably want to do, yeah, I would do all of them like that. If any of them mess up again, we'll just deal with it and we'll put a nut on the bottom and that will be a wonderful ground. There'll be no worry about it coming loose. It's freaking bolted. That one tightened up good. Now we'll do the body ground. That painting.
Very dry, huh?
Okay, that's what we do there. And I'll take the 13 and make sure that see how it's flat? You see how you have a flat edge going along it? Now, people don't need to be putting it like that and put the bolt in it here and it smash. Look, obviously it goes like that. And this one, I would like to have it going straight backwards. That way it can curve around and hook on the front, just like that. Now let's see if this one strips out or if it held. Nope, that one's good. And we'll go ahead and touch it off. Hit the back of the bolt, we're good to go. You know, it would not hurt you, not one single bit right here. When you're putting it together and you got this oil dipstick tube completely dry, just put some oil in it so that the O-ring on the late model dipstick will seat down in there. And Julie put a little on the O-ring here.
I oiled the transmission one.
But just throw some oil down in it. This one, not so bad. Well, that's good enough right there. Just a little bit. I mean, it doesn't take much. That way it's all happy when it goes in.
But now I need to go dig in the filing cabinet over there and find an O-ring for that.
Yeah, because I don't like how that dipstick, the transmission dipstick, if you look, watch, it just goes right in and right out. That's not good enough. I think we have some O-rings, so hopefully that's just a nasty O-ring and not a screwed up. It looks all right. I'm sure we put a new O-ring on it, it'll probably be fine.
Okay. Got 3 of them.
Well, damn it, we only have 3. Good thing we only need 1. All right, we'll go ahead and give them that number. S.
I think it's just this number.
391308S. Most Ford dealers ain't gonna have that in stock, guaranteed. All right, got the turbo inlet pipe on. 90-degree coolant line. Now we're about to go ahead and fill this housing up one more time with oil and then shove this down in there so that it's somewhat full of oil. Then we'll be done there. We can put the alternator on and get our way around. All right, I just put this oil filter in. Sitting here overthinking basically the oil leak. I mean, we could have, oil could have came from, it could have been a little stream coming all the way from the oil cooler adapter flange on top could be coming from the turbo feed tube. That's gonna be funny if we're gonna wind up back in Diag trying to find this oil leak. If it's not this housing, because this is Ron's cap, but it was a brand new cap. It leaked before he put the cap on. It leaked exactly the same after he put the cap on. So I did not change the oil cooler adapter flange up on top. This is the same one that was on it, I think. A little bitty pinhole anywhere in that aluminum down in that housing, positioned just perfectly, spraying it up in the air. Let's hope not. I mean, worst case, if that's what it is and it's an oil cooler, you know, just intake off. I mean, could be worse, but that adapter flange, a couple $100 for it. So you could have, whether or not that's a gamble, you know, whether or not that was even the problem, if we would have spent 200 some odd dollars on that adapter flange at a thought that it might be leaking from it. Let's hope it's not a plague thing. Hopefully this new housing did it, and the fact we just resealed it, yeah, I hope so. Yeah. All right, so I did not fill it all the way up because we reused his filter, because I mean it had 300 miles on it. It's not worth throwing it away. So there's a little bit more air than normal in this. Look at that, good deal. I just felt the blue, so I could feel it in the hose when the spring popped open. Look at that, 65. We are golden. Okay, so it's always a good idea to check your spring. Anytime you touch this regulator, it's easy for it to get a little funky and get bound up, and then you wind up with either none or 100. It's fairly easy to screw that up, so not a bad thing to check it. We'll let it run a little bit, and you can hear it pushing all the air out. Let it run for about 5 minutes, kill it, let it settle, let it run for another 5 minutes. We'll be, at least we know we have good pressure now. Isn't this just a pain in the ass? We got a brand new engine harness. The tabs broke on the alternator, so it will not lock on. You ass. I do not want to alter this. The alternator is way easier to change than this. I think we're gonna just put that sucker right there, and if it turns compulsive, it might just stay. I mean, who knows how long this alternator will last. But right now, we're not stopping the train over a plug on an alternator. That'll cause a battery light. If it has no connection at all, battery light will be on. Obviously, don't want to leave it like that. But I also don't want to change this. I can literally change an alternator in 1 minute. It's not that big of a deal at all. So we're going to ride with it, but the alternator side of this plug is bad. So if we got a battery light on, that's going to mean this thing not stay in, which we'll address before Ron even gets it back. We'll know if it's going to be falling out. That sucks. I mean, it is what it is. That sucks. We're not going to buy a whole alternator over it right now, but we very well might buy an alternator over it in the future. Maybe. Let's put it on though. Hoses are on. Belt, pulleys, all that's done. Coolant pump pulleys tightened. About to put the fan stator on and cover this whole thing up. We are doing a last final walk around before dropping the cab, taking the lights down, taking the table down, dropping the cab. New battery cable. Go. micro head gaskets. We had a good fan clutch, new fan clutch. We put the coolant pump on it, the existing one also. New block drains, all that stuff. All right, I mean, walk around a little bit more, take a look at all the parts, make sure we're not missing anything detrimental, like, you know, a bolt back here on your late model turbo, but that's okay. You got a plug here, remember that? This one did not plug. So there's a pretty good chance we can make it actually not pull itself out. It might be all right, at least until that alternator takes a crap. Alternators don't last forever. The engine harness should last forever, so I really don't want to do anything to this harness right here to get it to stick in there more, because eventually there'll be another new alternator on it that's not broken, and then you just, boom, it'll be good. But I think there's a very good chance, 80% chance it'll be good right now. And you won't even know until the alternator takes a crap that it wasn't locked on, hopefully. That's the hope. There's the IPR bracket I was talking about. Yeah, keep those. That way it does not spin your line right there. You can take that nut off all day long and it won't spin that wire. Yeah. All right, well, there you go. That is the finale of Ron's F350 from South Carolina, cab off. Going back cab on. So you want to put a coolant filter and stuff on the truck, and we'll bleed. Oh, we have to get up here and take these hoses off, these 2 heater core tubes. I was talking to Ron, it was like, these are quick connects. Kind of like the transmission connections. They are quick connect, not quick disconnect. So while the cab's off and everything, we'll go ahead, we got both of them off. A new line for over there and a new heater control valve. How lovely. But I'm missing all this stuff. I'm just gonna address this when it's down on the ground, because I got that big nut to get off right there. And he's missing bolts and stuff and no clips. Notice how the metal clips are all gone that hold the case together. We gotta go find all that crap. So, constant fishing expedition. I don't have one of these heat shields. That sucks. Front cab mounts are in. Got those lines all up and ready to go. Almost forgot that little clip right there, but we didn't. All right, now maybe we're done. We keep finding little things that we need to do. We're not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. I'm in a hurry to be done. I'm not in a hurry to find out what I forgot. All right, I think it's time. Let's take the lights down and start the daunting task of getting it lined back up, because we've had the cab off 3 times now. Just took it off, put it back on. No, twice, whatever, twice. Yeah. This is it though. That's all we're gonna see of it. It's all, that beautiful block is buried under there some freaking where, under all these damn parts. I'm kind of just thrilled we got it all in one piece. Look at that, it's all back together. Yeah. And there we go. Cab down. Bolts look good. The gap looks good. All right, now on to another stage. What do we do now, guys? The lift is off. It's sitting on its own now, so that's a wonderful place to be. Let's just carry on. I'm not sure what we'll grab next, so just get up there and start going.